Hello everybody, welcome to the new video. This is Max from server 133. So today's video we will be talking about the ranged general PvP gear. So this is basically a remake. The previous video which I made had a bit of confusion because I was looking into the gear, then moving in, moving out, moving in, moving out. This one is a much simplified version which anybody can understand by just looking at it. So let's begin. Let me tell you what we are going to be crafting right now. This is all based, or this is all focusing on a ranged marching range general, which is basically used for attacking, not somebody that you would use for your defense. Maybe you can use for your defense after your refining is good, but however at a very higher keep level, wherein your game account level is maybe 1 billion, 1.5 billion, and so on and so forth, the refining have to be considered totally different. So let's explore this refines, or explore these gears, not the refines, explore these gears. Before you get into the action, also let me tell you, for players who are watching this video, not every gear will be available to you in the early game, but you can start crafting gears at level 27, which is the dragon gear. In case if you want to complete the entire set, feel free to do so, but make sure the gear which I highlight should be crafted, and the rest you can choose as per your wish. Nothing wrong in that. This game is totally dependent on how you like to play. It need not be following 100% of what I'm saying, because this is my opinion, this is my perspective, and this is what I have been figuring out so far and sharing the knowledge with you. If you have any questions or doubts about these, feel free to ask me in the comment section, or you can write me an in-game mail, which I moreover find it very easy to respond. So let's get in the action. So first let's understand which gear is best for us. Is it the Archimedean gear, which people also pronounce as Archimede or something like that, or the Ares gear? So let's first check. The Archimedean gear has the range troop attack. Then there is the in-city range troop defense, which is not gonna help us. Enemy siege machine attack, which is a okay debuff, and then the march speed. These are three things which are going to be helpful on the Archimedean bow. But on the Ares bow, it is range troop attack, marching range troop attack, and then march speed. The marching ground troop defense is of no benefit. So now you have got 3 plus and 3 minus. Sorry, 3 plus in both the scenarios. What are you going to look at? I would personally look at the positive buffs, which is increasing the range troop attack, because whatever you have the Archimedean bow or you have the Ares bow, the highest percentage of refine you can get is 25% per refine on the range troop attack. When you do this for 4 times, that would be 100% bonus. But still, because of the marching range troop attack, which is 10%, and as you make it 5 star, that's going to, I guess, go up to 22%. So that's a 22% bonus of range troop attack which you'll have when this gear becomes 5 star. The next one we have is the ring. Now let's again have a look at all the buffs on the ring. So we have got the, I'm sorry, I'm not able to put this off. So Courageous Archimedean ring is on the top, Fearless Archimedean ring is on the bottom, Courageous Ares ring is on the top, Fearless Ares ring is on the bottom. So we'll just ignore the names above because of the PowerPoint. Let me see if I can squeeze this a bit or enlarge. I can enlarge, but I cannot squeeze. Actually, I can move this a bit. Okay, now we'll use this. So the Courageous Archimedean ring has got mounted troop defense, which is not going to help us. Siege machine attack, not going to help us. Enemy range troop attack is a debuff, which is helpful but not something that we need. And siege machine range bonus, not at all necessary. Then there is the Courageous Ares ring, which gives mounted troop defense. We don't want that. Siege machine attack, not at all helpful. Enemy range troop defense, debuff is okay. And siege machine attack range. Now none of these buffs are helping the range troop attack. There is the siege machine attack, this is the enemy range troop defense debuff, but not really something that you want. Now let's compare the fearless Archimedean ring. The fearless Archimedean ring gives you the range troop defense, range troop attack, and then there is 2 debuff, enemy ground troop HP, enemy mounted troop HP. The fearless Ares ring gives you ground troop defense, range troop attack, enemy mounted troop attack, and march size. So if you are thinking which one to go for, stop thinking, because the one on the left side, which is fearless Archimedean ring, has got 2 positive buffs which are going to help you, and the fearless Ares ring has only 1 positive buff that is going to help you. Of course there is march size, but remember, when you are attacking somebody with range troops or as a range general leading the army, majority of the troops in your attack will be only range troops, so they are going to fight accordingly. It's not that you need rest of the buffs. Until unless you have rest of the troops in a heavy quantity, it makes no difference, because when we add layers to the lineup, we get 1000 of each level of each type. So starting from T1 up to T14, apart from range, there are 3 other types, which is ground, mounted, and siege. So if you multiply that, which is three other types, into 14, as we've got 14 levels starting from T1 to T14, so that would be 28 plus 14, 38 plus 4, 42. That is 42,000 of other troops in the entire march, and rest maybe 1.3 million, 1.4 million troops will be your major, which is range troops. So the range buffs are important, and if you do not have ample of range buffs, then you can look at the debuff. So in this case, we'll go for the fearless Archimedean ring. The next we have the courageous Archimedean boots, courageous Ares boots, fearless Archimedean boots, fearless Ares boots. So let's again study what we have here. So courageous Archimedean boots has got ground troop defense, we don't want that. Siege machine attack, mounted troop attack, in city range troop attack. This may be considered, but not such a great or a helpful buff. The reason this is not going to be a great or helpful buff, I'll tell you. It's not just using it as a defense general, but also when you're reinforcing somebody, this buff comes into the picture. Also, if you are sending troops to the city, like portals during the battlefield or any building, that's when this comes into the picture. But there's only 1 positive buff in city range troop attack, and that is also just 22% when you max it out, or else it's actually nothing. Let's look at the courageous Ares boots. Ground troop defense, not something that's going to help us. Siege machine HP, in city siege machine attack, troop load, none of these are going to be helpful for you. Let's move on. Fearless Archimedean boots, let's study about this. It gives you range troop HP, very good. Mounted troop HP, not helpful. Enemy siege machine attack, maybe. March speed, yes. What are the buffs of the fearless Ares boots? Range troop HP, yes. Mounted troop defense, no. Marching mounted troop attack, absolutely no. March speed. Now you see, there is the range troop HP buff is common in both of them. March speed is common in both of them. However, there is 2 positive buffs of the other type on fearless Ares boots, which is just in total 14,000 troops in the rally or in the march. However, there is a debuff of minus 20% siege machine attack. So that's the reason you would want to opt for the fearless Archimedean boots as boots for your range PvP general. Moving on, we have got the leg armor, starting with the fearless Ares leg armor, courageous Ares leg armor, courageous Archimedean leg armor, then there's courageous Ares leg armor and fearless Archimedean leg armor. So now let's study and see which one we should go for. So the fearless Ares leg armor gives you ground troop HP, mounted troop attack, marching ground troop defense, marching mounted troop defense. None of these buffs are helpful. The Courageous Ares leg armor gives us range troop defense, one good buff, mounted troop HP, siege machine attack, NCD range troop defense. These buffs are irrelevant. This buff can be considered in case if you are reinforcing buildings, players, battlefield buildings. Maybe you might consider. Now let's look on the other side. We have got the Courageous Archimedean leg armor on the top. You might not be able to see the name because of this bar, slide bar, which is there, because I'm using the pen to highlight and mark stuff for everybody. So Courageous Archimedean leg armor gives you range to attack, which is one good buff. We prefer attack to do more, to inflict more damage to the enemy. Siege machine HP not at all helpful. Mounted troop attack may be helpful in city range troop defense. Okay. So three buffs that can be considered helpful. Two of them are positive. In fact, one of them is properly positive, which is range to attack. Rest two are okay, not that important buffs, but again, range to attack is what we are aiming for. And then there is Fearless Archimedean leg armor. Ground troop HP we don't want. Siege machine attack, no. Enemy range troop defense, maybe. Enemy siege machine attack, maybe. Now comparing two debuffs against one main positive buff of range to attack, it makes it super clear that this is what we are looking at for our ranged PvP general, which is Courageous Archimedean leg armor. That's what we are gonna opt for. Then we have the body armor. Body armor is also four options: Courageous Archimedean armor, Courageous Ares, Fearless Archimedean, Fearless Ares. Let's again study. So starting with the Courageous Archimedean body armor, we have got the siege machine attack, we have got the siege machine defense, enemy siege machine attack, enemy mounted to defense. None of this is going to be helpful for us in this topic, and let's move on. Fearless Archimedean armor. The ground troop defense, no. Ground troop HP, no. Mounted troop defense, no. In city range troop attack, maybe. Moving on to the Courageous Ares armor. Mounted troop attack, no. Mounted troop defense, no. Marching mounted troop HP, no. Range troop HP, yes. This is something that we can look at. And then there is Fearless Ares armor. Ground troop defense, ground troop HP, enemy range troop attack, enemy siege machine attack. None of these buffs are beneficial. The debuffs are good, okay, but as we are looking to make this as our marching general, we need to have positive buffs more compared to the negative buffs. So that makes it clear the range troop HP, which is on the Courageous Ares body armor, that's what we are going to opt for our general. Now we move on to the helmet. Let's have a look at the helmet on our range general. So let's again have a look at these. So on the top we have got the Courageous Archimedean helmet, which gives you mounted troop attack, enemy ground troop defense, enemy ground troop HP, in city range troop attack, maybe. Then there is Fearless Archimedean helmet, ground troop HP, mounted troop HP, enemy mounted troop attack, in city mounted troop attack. None of these buffs are helpful, so the Fearless Archimedean helmet won't help. Then we have the Courageous Ares helmet, which gives us ground troop attack, ground troop HP, siege machine defense, in city ground troop defense. Not something that you would want to go for. We have got the Fearless Ares helmet that gives us ground range troop attack, and there is mounted troop HP, siege machine attack, marching mounted troop HP. So now there is a comparison between Fearless Ares helmet and the Courageous Archimedean helmet. So this is one good positive buff, which is range troop attack. For that reason, we are going to be looking at this weapon, which is the Fearless Ares helmet. And with this we come to the conclusion slide, wherein all the weapon is visible. You can take a screenshot of this, and according to that you can start crafting your gear. So for players who are at level 27, please craft the dragon gear on your account, which would be with your Ares bow. You can craft the dragon bow. Then there is fearless dragon helmet that you can craft, and later as your rank increases, sorry, as your forge increases, you can then craft the higher level of the dragon helmet. There is the courageous body armor, dragon armor, which you can craft at level 27, and then when your forge reaches level 30 you can craft the higher version. So with this guys, I conclude the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, as I said before, please write me the mail. I have got some difficulty with the friend list. It is already flooded, so I'm not able to accept any friend request. So those who are, you might get unfriended, but still you'll be able to whisper me, because our whisper chat is there in your history. So in case if there are questions, feel free to reach out. This is Max from Server 133 signing out. I will see you next time. And before I leave, please take a screenshot of this. Take care, everybody.